So here I have this little Soviet car. It is definitely damaged, missing the front wheels, missing the grille, but I like it, and so I've decided to make it into something nice. First of all, I've rubbed off a bit of the paint with solvent, also here, and I will turn this into a post-Soviet era beat-down taxi cab. For the wheels, I have looked through my donor vehicles and I found this. It's a little, I don't know, one of those things you use to make ice machine kind of thing, or a street sweeper, can't tell it anymore, but those are the wheels. What I did so far is I did heat this axle up a bit with a lighter, and I just stuffed it through it, and it fits. But it is too wide, so I have to now cut it shorter. That's how it looks when it is pushed through. I like the style, but now I have to see how much I have to cut away. Now it fits on perfectly. It's even rolling. That's the piece I have cut away next to a screw I haven't used. So, looks good so far. But I have to set the wheels in a little bit wider, so it's a bit of filing. So, instead of filing, I'm just carving a bit away with the X-Acto knife. It's easier. So, and now I'm just cutting those little recessed white things here a bit shorter. So, here he is, with his new wheels. I like the look of the different caps on it, hubcaps. That's so East Europe. If you have been there in the 90s, you know what I'm talking about. So, now I'm doing a bit of aging on the body. Just filing away some little things, cutting something out a bit, or yeah, let's see what I'm coming up with. So now I have cut out the front grille, and I did rough up the body a bit with a file. Those down here are rust spots, and these here will become just dents. Bit more rust here, here, another dent here. Yeah. So I'm just matching the paint to the paint from the car, and that's how it looks, like a perfectly normal dent in the car. So for yellow I have those two here, and I will test them on the inside. That's a little trick to see which one fits best. So I have tested the paint, and this one here is the perfect fit. Let me show you. You see, this spot is the paint, this is the other paint. So this one here is the way to go. And what I love about nail polish is it dries very fast. Let me zoom you in a bit. This camera isn't good, but making a sharp picture, isn't it? Yeah, doesn't look bad. And now the other area here, that's just a tiny drop of it. And now I'm taking some gray nail polish. I will test it on the inside to look if this paint is a good fit for what I have intended. Yeah, that looks like perfect, but I try the other one anyways. You never know if you find something better. This is the other one here. Shaky shaky, and put it next to it. Now see, this is way too dark, because this is intended to be primer. Yeah, not primer, but it should look like primer. Because this taxi driver may be a bit broke, driving an old junk car, but he is trying to keep his car running, because he needs it to feed his family. And that's why he gets rid of the rust. But he hasn't time to paint it and make it look neat, but he has time to spray a bit of primer on it. Just so the old girl doesn't fall apart. See? Just like this. And of course there have maybe been some other spots, like on the roof, where a bit of paintwork had to be done. Yeah, that looks good. But usually old cars rust around the gas tank, so that's a good spot for a bit of primer. Yeah, let's say he did this area here too. You can go over it a few times if there's a bit of yellow sticking through. Yeah, I like it. And now one of my specialties. We are doing the interior. And as this is a Soviet car, the Soviets loved bright colors. Let me see how to get this off here. Oh, that's heat melted on. That's annoying. Can we get the steering wheel off? No. Okay, we have to use a bit of tape. This should not be painted, and therefore we put some tape on it. Also the side here is not intended to be painted. And this is a part where we could use spray paint, but I don't like that spray paint needs so long to dry. And as this is unfortunately fixed in place, I'm just putting a bit of tape over the steering wheel. Just like this. And as this is a Soviet car, and the Soviets made cars to look like they are from the 50s, even in the 80s, I'm using this turquoise color. I don't know if it shows on the camera, with a very harsh light in here, but this is a very pretty color. See? Ooh, pretty. Yeah. It's like a 50s Buick kind of color. Yeah. And the good thing about nail polish is it is made to go on very evenly and flow, so it doesn't obstruct the details of the seat. See how this looks? Woo! I really like those Soviet cars. They have a unique charm to them. Even the cheap ones like the Ladas, the modern Ladas. But they may look cheap, but the thing is they are cheap. Other cars look expensive and are expensive. Other cars look expensive and are cheap. And other cars are simply cheaps. Okay, this was a cheap joke, you know. But the sad truth is that cheaps are not cheap. But a Lada Niva, they are cheap. They are great cars if you live in a hot part of the US. They are bad cars if you live anywhere near moisture. Because, well, they rust. And not just a little, they rust a lot. So, oh, you smell this electric. See how this looks? Wow. Perfect. And the color is really much better in real life than in the camera here. And here I'm working on a part that nobody will ever see. I'm using a bit of darker gray and just painting in a bit of the details from the underbody. Yeah, that's good enough for a spot nobody will ever see, except me and you know. So, for the engine, how about this piece here? It's like a barrel-shaped drum thing from a cheap no-name toy. Oh, it's a sequel. Oh, expensive toy. So they will hate me when you cut it apart, but I will do it anyways. Never cut on a real table. Trust me, that's not a good idea. First the rough one, and then I can make it look a bit neater when I cut this part here away. So I just used some super glue, glue, and I have glued this little drum thing here on to this part here. And now here, look how great this looks. Just perfect. Oh no, the paint was still wet. No. And now I'm doing just some little detail work. Shake, shake, shake. For example, I'm putting a little blob of red onto this wheel. Just to break up the color scheme a bit. And well, you have seen someone smashed in the back window of his car, and so he took some thing to fix it. Just something he found. Piece of an old tarp or something like this. Because he needs his car to feed his family. He tries everything to keep it going. And spare parts cost money. Money he doesn't have. Yeah, if you have ever been to post-Soviet Russia in the early 90s, you know what I'm talking about. This was a crazy time. One of the reasons why a lot of Russians still love Putin so much. Yeah, this was the time when housewives sold themselves on the street just to feed their children. The black market was the only and the biggest industry in the whole country that was operating. Oh yeah, this was crazy times. Yeah, and this taxi driver, he knows everything. Step in his car, he knows it. When I have some black market stuff, Russian art from the old days, or just weapons, he knows it. When I have a woman, he knows the address. Drugs, everything, he knows it. Yeah, that's the kind of guy who drives this car. This is a DVD cover. Yeah, you can just cut it and cut it and cut it. Once you have cut it in, it is very easy to break this stuff. See how easy this goes? Just breaking it. And I'm just eyeballing this here. See, this breaks perfectly, but it is very strong. Let me show you. When it's not scored, it's very strong, but as soon as you score the piece, it breaks very easily, making it perfect. Bit straighter here. Making it perfect for little projects like this. Let's make this a bit shorter here. So after I was happy with the piece, happy with it, I did take the lighter and I did bend it. And now you probably know already what this is intended to be, yeah? So next step is of course to paint it. Oh, hell is this? This hasn't been used a lot, or it's very old as it seems. So let's let this dry and see how it looks. If it doesn't look good, I have to redo it. And now I guess you see what I was going for with this rough kind of thing. It is supposed to look like cardboard. This kind of paint is perfect for this. It's the perfect cardboard color. What brand is this? Sense Lamp. Okay, Sense Lamp gel. Yeah, the other ones have been Calcedonia Grey and Grey and Diff Yellow and P2 Color Victim Nail Polish. That's the one for the seats. And by the way, look how the seats have turned out. You can still see all the details. It's like the opposite of a wash. It leaves the details in the deep areas and preserves the other ones. Kind of. Yeah, it's like a thick wash. It looks really good. Like it. And so you see, now the sign is on the roof. And doesn't this look perfect? And here I'm having just a bit fun with the details. I just used the same grey stuff again and detailed the door handles and a little tiny red dot in the middle of the steering wheel, just to give it a bit detail. Talking about details, I took a piece of newspaper, just a cut off, and I folded it. Now I'm giving it a bit some lines on it, like text, just tiniest things. And well, then I have something to put on the dashboard or somewhere in the car, if it looks good. Let's see. This pen is a bit too big for this, because this sucks the ink up very good. And so, here is the newspaper with that little dab of glue glued onto the seat, looking very realistic. Because it got the right color, because it is newspaper. But now the best part. Let's take the marker and just make it a taxi. So, now it's taxi. And as well here. And here. Taxi. Yeah, I like this look. Here and there a few improvements. Perfect. Perfect. And now we are reassembling it. Those go up here again. And then they go in here. Let's see that we get this in here right. There we go. Interior is in place. Now the chassis and the screws I do off camera, but hey, look at this. Now it doesn't resemble the defective toy anymore. It looks now like a like a beat up old taxi. But I will give you a glamour shot of this because this camera sucks. Yeah, I really like how this turned out. The engine detail in the front, the fenders and the rust repair all over it, the cardboard style sign. Oh yeah, the newspaper, broken windows that are fixed, and some foil or something.